Is your affair partner emotionally unhealthy? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help strong and successful women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or be able to move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe. So today we're talking about how you can tell if your affair partner is emotionally unhealthy. Now, a lot of my clients have had affairs. They know that they're safe with me. They know that they're not going to be judged. I am often referred to as Affairs Anonymous. So they feel safe with me to be able to talk about that. But let's talk about the space you're in, the headspace, the mental and emotional space that you are in when you find your affair partner, or when you become open to starting an affair relationship. So think about this for a second. When you are struggling in your marriage and you are super confused and you're feeling lost and alone and lonely, and you don't know if anything can ever change or if it'll ever be fixed, and you're just really, really struggling, you are at what I would argue is one of the lowest emotional points in your life. And the thing is, we attract people and experiences to us that are at a similar level in terms of, we'll call it mental and emotional health or well-being. And so when we are at our worst emotionally, who are we attracting? Since like attracts like, what other kind of person are we attracting into our lives, and experiences are we attracting except other emotionally wounded or people who are in an emotionally unhealthy place themselves? That's one of the reasons why I think it is difficult for affairs to work after the fact. Like even if you decide to end the marriage and try to pursue that, we've all read the statistics about that. So we know that it's not the majority. Although I have seen it work where there is emotional health, but that is the only distinguishing factor that I've been able to nail down in terms of what actually works on the other side and what kind of relationships will never work. And it all has to do with the emotional health, the mental and emotional health of both people. It's not enough for you to just get healthy if your affair partner is still in a place of emotional unhealth. So how can you tell if they are emotionally unhealthy? So I'm going to give you some examples that I've heard just this week. This is just this week. If they are texting you or calling you at 2:00 in the morning when your spouse is 2 feet away from you, sleeping 2 feet away from you, that's a red flag. Okay. They are being completely self-serving in that moment. They're like, I want to talk to her. It's 2:00 in the morning. I don't care that her husband is sleeping next to her. I'm going to call because I'm entitled. No, you're not. No, you're not. If there are boundaries set, you are not entitled. Let me give you another example. If they're giving you ultimatums, such as, if you don't leave by the end of this month, then we're done. If you don't come over here right now, we're done. Those are ultimatums, and they are a form of manipulation and control. Red flag. That's not what emotionally healthy people do. They don't give ultimatums. If they threaten to tell your spouse about the affair, big, huge red flag, folks, right? And here's the reason why. You might be like, oh, Sharon, she's not moral. She's not. No, here's the deal. Let's say that a woman is having an affair and the affair partner comes and tells her husband all about the affair. What is he trying to accomplish there, right? Because the affair partner wants you to leave your husband. And if you're not doing it fast enough, then I'll just take control of it and I'll make him leave you. I will blow up your life. I will hurt everyone that you care about deeply, all for my own gratification. Also, by the way, there's a deep amount of insecurity in an action like that, because what they're assuming is that when your life falls apart, or let's say that your spouse says, hey, you cheated, I'm done, that you will absolutely run into their arms, as opposed to recognizing the unhealth and choosing to be alone in that instance, right? So these are the things that I want you to be able to see about their ability to create and sustain a healthy, loving, connected relationship in the future. And if they're doing any of these things that look like red flags, I saw a little, like a little TikTok meme, like a little thing that was going, a little video. Steve Harvey was like, you don't have to gather up a ton of red flags. And I was like, that is so true. You don't need 300 red flags. But if you see one of these red flags coming up, you have to pay attention to that, because you are risking so much to be with someone who is not emotionally healthy. Now, I'm telling you this from the heart. I've been on all sides of affairs. I was with someone when I was not fully uncoupled from my husband. I have been cheated on, and I have been the other woman. And here's the deal. Of course, you have a role in this. Of course you do, because you've chosen to engage in the affair. But here's what I want you to realize. You are not the only one in this. That other person has chosen to get involved with someone who is not available. So they're making these adult decisions, eyes wide open. And then when they're not getting their way, that's when they're doing this erratic behavior and dangerous behavior of attempting to blow up your life or threatening to blow up your life, giving you ultimatums, or putting you in what I would call precarious, unnecessary positions, right? So of course you have a role and you can take some responsibility for that, but you don't have to let them completely off the hook. This person that has chosen to get involved with someone who's married, they're adults. They're making adult decisions. Look, you get to make choices for your life. They get to make choices for their life. But what we don't get to do is try to control and manipulate one another and then call it healthy and call it love. That's not love. That's desperation. It's neediness. It's unhealth, right? So I just want you to be able to see it. Some people are able to recognize, look, I made the choice to get involved here. And I knew that it was a risk, that this person and I may never be a couple or in partnership the way that I might want. But I'm willing to sort of enter into it and see if anything evolves or changes. Or at any point they could say, I'm not willing to be with someone who isn't available for me. I'm not willing to do that, but they're not doing that, right? So they have a role as well. And I just want you to be able to see it, right? Like I said at the beginning, I don't have the stance that every affair ends ugly. That's not always what happens. I mean, I have clients where they've ended up marrying their affair partner and they are blissfully happy. But the only condition I can tell you, the only predictive condition I can tell you between those that are happy and those where it just all falls apart is the emotional and mental health of the two people involved. All right. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you are really trying to navigate your way through this, like, can my marriage evolve to a place where I'm getting my needs met and I feel really good about my marriage, like there's nowhere else I'd rather be? Or is the only answer to leave? And am I using my affair partner as maybe a fallback to that, sort of a safety net to that? If you're just trying to weave your way through that, I know the path through this. It is well paved and well worn in my world. And so I would invite you to go to clarityformymarriage.com. And from there, you'll be able to take the next steps to explore whether or not I can help you in your situation and whether or not there's a fit for us to work together. But if this was helpful for you, I hope you will subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be notified every time we post a new video, which is about once a week, then at the end of this video, there will be a red icon in the upper left corner. If you click that, you'll get a notification. All right, until next time, take really good care.